So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Now when you want to talk about beauties in the Nigerian entertainment industry, pure undiluted natural beauties, you cannot make that list without CHACHA Eke in it. Charity Eke Fanny, popularly known simply as CHACHA Eke, is a super gorgeous, super talented Nigerian actress and filmmaker. She was born on the 17th of July in Ebonyi State, where she hails from. She studied accountancy at the Ebonyi State University and gained fame in Nollywood after starring in the 2012 movie The End is Near. CHACHA now has over 200 Nollywood movies to her credit. CHACHA met her husband, Austin Faani, on set of production. Austin was and is a Nollywood movie producer and director. During a movie shoot, which Austin was directing and CHACHA was playing a supportive role, they met and formed a connection. CHACHA and Austin decided to pursue that connection into a relationship which fast advanced. And so on the first day of June 2013, after a period of dating, CHACHA and Austin Faani tied the knot in a beautiful ceremony well attended by friends and colleagues. Their marriage was blessed with many children. Shortly after the wedding, they welcomed their first child, an amazing baby girl, whom they named Kamara. Their second daughter came just about 2 years after the first, and then was closely followed by a third, a son this time, whom they named Chiemerie. Diamond Kandili Chukwu, their third daughter and fourth child, sealed the deal in 2021. The Faani empire was set. This family was a visual treat, a joy to behold. And CHACHA and Austin's love and marriage, oh my God, it was something to brighten the day. They will frequently share glimpses of their love and affection on social media, reflecting a picture-perfect romance. And people will look mouth-watering in sheer admiration and ask, God, when? They were indeed a charming view, and we loved them for that. But that impression will soon change. Sometime in October of 2020, CHACHA Eke shocked fans when she made a video and posted it, tearfully announcing that she was ending her marriage to Austin. She said,
to let the world know that I'm done with the marriage. I don't have a lot to prove that I'm done with him, but I'm done. I'm done. I'm living with my life, finally. I can't say a lot now, but you hear my story.
You see, when a woman announces the end of a marriage or declares her intention to leave a marriage, and the message bears the tone of living with my life, living to live, the suspicion is always a one-way road: domestic violence. So this video sparked concern, as it should. People wondered, is Austin putting his hands on CHACHA? How could he? The online gladiators were charged up and ready to engage. But only 2 days after the release of this video, CHACHA took it down, releasing a second, this time from a hospital bed in Asaba. She said that her husband had never raised his voice at her, let alone his hands. That her earlier explosion was due to a manic episode from mental health issues, disclosing that she was suffering from bipolar disorder.
5 days ago, I made a video saying that my marriage to Austin Faani is over, and that video came with a lot of backlash from people, with many insinuating that it's a clear case of domestic violence. It's not. Austin has never laid his hands on me. He has never even raised his voice at me. And God in heaven knows that's the truth. I am here at First Delta American Hospital as I'm receiving treatment. Several psychiatrists have come to assess me mentally, and I have been diagnosed of bipolar disorder. Bipolar is real. Here in Africa, we tend to not know about it due to ignorance or overlook it. I cannot tell you all how I've been feeling with these tiny videos that I've been making, but I will, however, show you in motion pictures soon.
Her husband also, Mr. Austin Faani, took to social media to debunk those rumors. He said, "I am not a violent person. Personally, I detest violence in any form. I have never raised my hand on any woman in my life, including my wife. Everyone close to this case knows the absolute truth, and it is not in my place to divulge it. The one person who started the talk will in due time continue to talk. Let light lead." Whew. His statement came before CHACHA's statement disclosing that she was bipolar. So people were wondering what exactly is going on here. The truth was that a lot of people did not buy this retraction that CHACHA Eke had made. They believed that she was either forced or coerced too. But they were like, now wow, Osanubwa, since you have come out by yourself with your own mouth to say that you are bipolar, that it was just one of your episodes playing out, who are we to dispute the very words coming out of your mouth? They were like, so sorry, my dear sister, we did not know that you've been going through this. Please take care of yourself. And so that episode passed, and CHACHA became a voice of mental health, which was quite commendable, given the fact that such topics are not well discussed. They're not discussed enough in places like Nigeria. So people found it quite brave and commendable. She was attending functions, raising awareness, delivering keynote speeches on mental health issues, using herself and her episodes as points of references.
And then one day, it happened. I went back. Later on, I discovered this whole maniac episode, but just like in the movies, I went bonkers, crazy. I began to throw away every of our belongings, clothes, shoes, bags, the children's toys, and vandalized the hotel properties. The suite in the parlor area had 3 large cushions. I ripped it all apart using a tiny knife. It was nothing but madness. That madness was contained in just that room by my husband, who was wearing only the clothes that he had on when I was trying to wear everything. Same goes for my children. That incident was so intense that what I needed was a trip to the hospital. But I didn't go to the hospital because my husband and I, who is seated here with me, support me. We attributed it to demonic attack, voodoo, marine spirits.
Her husband was not left out. He joined her in this awareness, in this campaign. He would mount the stage and give account of his experiences living with and dealing with and being married to somebody who has mental health challenges.
I was sleeping. One night I was sleeping, and next thing I heard, "Wah!" I woke up and I looked at, everywhere. I saw my wife stand in front of a mirror, big mirror, around 1 a.m. Not in the afternoon, 1 a.m. The mirror is on the floor. She has shattered it. I'm like, baby, what is going on? He said, some people were creeping out of the mirror. So I had to break it. I said, nobody's creeping out of the mirror. Come and sleep. You'll be fine. And I love religion. I was born into a very religious family. My mom is an evangelist. She's an exorcist. She can pray demons out, so it's not a problem. But I think religion has done more harm to Africa than anything else. Because the real business of religion is not what they're practicing in Africa. Let's tell ourselves the truth.
And the public were really impressed. They were impressed with the level of transparency and the depth of maturity at which they went with it. In fact, showers of praises and accolades poured in for Mr. Austin Faani, hailing him for being such a loving and supportive husband who had the back of his wife at her lowest. It was after this episode that they went ahead to have their fourth child, Diamond. And so the online in-laws sent them forth, giving them their best wishes. But more drama was coming. On the 27th of June, 2022, only 1 year after their fourth baby was born, and 2 years after the first public cry out, CHACHA again took to Instagram to publicly announce the end of her marriage with Austin. Hey. In this post she released, she said, "Live now alive or live as a corpse. Many have died pretending all is well while wishing, hoping and praying for a better tomorrow. I don't want to die or go inexplicably missing. I sincerely and publicly apologize for living a lie these past years. True to random speculations, there has been trouble in my perceived paradise. For the second time in 2 years, I am here again on social media, boldly declaring that I am done with my marriage. My long overdue, relentless stance on this is, of course, no news to Austin Faani, the doctors, and my parents. If push comes to shove and suddenly I am incommunicado, my lawyers, the welfare department, and the Nigerian police force have my testimonials in recorded audio clips, stroke statements set for public release on all social media apps and national newspapers. This was even worse than the first outcry. At this point, the online extended family were thrown into confusion. They were like, "CHACHA, what exactly is going on with you? Are you suffering domestic and emotional abuse? Or are you just going through one of your episodes as a person living with mental health illness? What is it?" You know, the most difficult thing about being labeled or diagnosed with mental health disease is that no one can completely take you serious or take you for your word. People are at loss as to where to place your outbursts. No one really understands if you're talking in your lucid moment or if you're just going through one episode of mental crisis. It was so difficult for people to process and understand. In fact, a lot of people did not take her seriously. This second outburst did not even trend or get carried. This news didn't get carried a lot by media houses like the first one did. It was almost like, oh, there she goes again. Just give her her meds. She will be fine. She will come around. There goes the crazy woman once again. The question still remained. What is really going on with CHACHA Eke Faani? Is she going through an abusive marriage and made to seem and appear crazy? Or was this her just being bipolar, as she has declared herself to be suffering from? People wondered in sheer confusion. But just like the first time, and just like some people guessed, before long, CHACHA and Austin Faani were seen once again back together. And at this point, people threw their hands up in surrender and they're like, "Oh my God, these people. Will you guys be coming? Or will you guys be going? Or will you guys come and be going? What is it? Why are you toying with our hearts? Why are you gambling with our feelings? For goodness sake, what exactly is going on with you guys, the Faanies?" But at a certain point, members of the online jury had to accept that couples fight and couples make up. And this is looking very different because, one, She is a public figure, she is a celebrity, and secondly, because it had been brought to the media space. Save for these, it is very normal for couples to fight sometimes, and it seems like they have gotten to the end of the road, but at the end of the day, they come back and make up. It's a normal thing in marriage. Let us just wish them well and wish them all the best. But before we did, at this point, the online in-laws had to issue a stern warning. They had to draw the ears of Uncle Austin. They were like, Uncle, Uncle Austin, excuse me, sir. I don't mean to be rude. Mana, whatever the problem is, please, settle this. Oh, this one that this lady is always coming out every Eke market day to cry emotional torture, to say she no do again, suggesting emotional cruelty. This matter don't pass, be careful. Oh. Please, sir, for the love of God, Sakwanya Gimirio, wash your eye. You know, we have begun to lose small trust in you ever since you came out to play devil's advocate for Yul Edochie. We are not saying you do anything, we are not accusing you of anything. Mana, due to our history books, all the history books that we have read in the past, the kinds of men that drum support and allegiance for men like Yul Edochie are usually narcissistic sons of Pharaoh, self-absorbed men who are grand patrons of emotional cruelty and torture, who believe that the world was created for them and women are only given small license to exist in it. If you check the men that have been supporting this Uncle Yul, most of their wives are crying bitter tears because Oyibo say birds of a feather and a flock together. We are not saying that you are like that. Mana, please help us. Help us resolve this issue once and for all. And so husband and wife went on showing their love and their romance, doing their thing. But this drama was still very far from over. Only a few weeks ago, in April of this year, Chacha once again took to Instagram to announce the end of her marriage to Austin Faani for the third time. In this post that she made public on Instagram, she said, I've watched the life I built fall apart in front of me, and I still got up the next morning to keep going. I've watched a child I breathed and nurtured die. I've lost my parents suddenly to death. I've said goodbye to the man I thought would grow old beside me, because love without respect isn't love at all. I have carried struggles, heartbreak, disappointments in one hand and responsibility in the other. And still I rose. Still I hope. That kind of strength, it is earned. And I earned every scar. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Whew. To this statement, her husband has not made any comments or responses to it. And so once again, here we are with the issue of actress CHACHA Eke announcing the end of her marriage, linking it to extreme emotional abuse and incomprehensible pain and psychological torture and narcissism. Now, I'm gonna play a video of CHACHA Eke explaining her experience in her marriage and why she chose to call it quits. Please listen intently and drop your thoughts and perceptions down below.
As I navigated my healing journey, the hardest point for me to let go of was that era that I was feeling very stuck and pretty vulnerable at the fact that someone I used to know, someone I was close to and held in high esteem, someone I ascribed so much brilliance to, had a habit of over the years not giving me and situations the accountability that it required. This person, instead of being accountable for their actions, they would use that brilliance that I said they have, they would use it to deflect, blame shift, gaslight, manipulate, create reverse psychology type of situations that will have me as the villain and them, the victim, in a situation that they created. And this pattern went on for so long, it was emotionally draining, and with time, it started to chip away at my self-esteem. It took a long while before I caught on with the jig that this fellow they're never gonna be accountable. And so I had to detach. But even with the detachment, I kept processing internally. Why did this person do me dirty like this? Why did this person repeatedly insult my intelligence by lying and sabotaging and the emotional invalidation? While I was wallowing in that mud, that pity party mode, I stumbled on a quote that says that in order to completely heal, you have to take accountability for the role that you played in your own suffering. Did you hear me? In order to completely heal and move on, you, the sufferer, has to take accountability for the role that you played in your own suffering. And oh my God, when I read these quotes repeatedly, it hit a nerve. It struck deep. And I found it to be so true, so relatable, so practical. Because when I placed it in context with my situationship with this fellow I'm talking about, it was very true. I played a goddamn role in my suffering. How so? From the moment I met this fellow, there were a million red flags. Too many to have ignored. But then, number one, I was young, naive, I was foolish. And number 2, 3, or 4, I have a heart so large, unconditional love so vast, that people always have a way of translating my emotional strength for weakness. And then what do they do afterwards? Oh, they turn me into a doormat, drag me around like a fool. And this is a level of insecurity that for some of us, it stems from the kind of upbringing or society that we were raised, where we were bullied into silence or ignored. So much so that we had no choice but to work hard for attention. Even when we were in the right, we were forced to agree to be wrong just to let the peace. When I heard that quote, that apology that I wished this fellow would have given me for all the many, many nonsense, that closure that my soul was seeking, I took the apology and the closure, I gave it to myself. I said, Cha, oh girl, you don't mess up bad. Yeah. And then that was when healing started. People are always going to be people. But you can be you. You can take care of you. How do you do that? By enforcing strong boundaries. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. You tolerate their bullshit 1 time, 2 times, many times. You are clearly using unspoken words, telling them, I'm fine with whatever you do to me. Just go ahead and do with me whatever you like. And honey, they're gonna. And when you get to a point where you can't take it no more, you start to try to fight off. You try to resist the emotional bully. What do they say? They say you become bad. You've become terrible. And continually they will push the narrative that you are the villain and them the victim. It's a fucking mind game. You may be familiar with the concept of inferiority complex. There are people that parade about the place with a superiority complex, those ones that are never wrong. Even when it's glaring that they're stupid, but they will never agree. Their ego will get them to a point of no return. They will blame, and they live in a delulu land. And that's fine, they can be there. But you snap out of your delulu that fellow is gonna change, because they're never gonna. Instead, they mess you up. Have you mentally fucked up? Somebody needs to hear from my mouth, through my experience, that what you allow is going to continue. And moving forward, having apologized to myself, I know better. I know better what to expect from people, what to tolerate and what not to. And the same goes for you. If you don't build strong boundaries, a strong wall of protection for yourself from people and their nonsense, you are going to move from one person to another, still getting hurt. So learn the lesson.
And now the question is Chacha indeed mentally ill? Or was she cajoled or coerced or convinced to claim she is to protect the image of her husband? Secondly, is Chacha really a victim of abuse who could not take it any longer and has been dying and trying to break free while society tries to keep her there? Thirdly, is Chacha mentally ill and these outbursts a result of that mental illness with no contribution or blame from her husband? Or is she indeed mentally ill due to the levels of emotional torture that she has suffered in the hands of her husband? From all this history and this story and what you have heard her say, please do drop your thoughts, your suspicion, your advice and your comments down in the comments section. Wishing all the parties involved comfort and peace. If anything comes up, be sure that I will let you know. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.